guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, it's nice to meet you. I'm Keelie, and in today's video, I'm sharing with you guys my top 10 things that I wish I knew about being gluten-free either before I went gluten-free or things that I wish that I learned a little sooner in my gluten-free journey. So without further ado, grab a drink, pop a squat, and let's get started. Number one, the probably most important thing that I wish that I had learned sooner is that gluten and wheat are not the same thing. So essentially, gluten is actually a protein that is found in things like wheat, barley, and rye, but they are not the same thing. A lot of people tend to think that gluten-free means wheat-free, and really that's not the case at all. So if you are specifically gluten-free, you are specifically gluten-free. If you're specifically wheat-free, you are specifically wheat-free. They are not the same thing, so please do not get those two confused. Number two is living a gluten-free lifestyle can be a little bit more on the more pricey side. I know there are a lot of people when they go gluten-free, they tend to go to all the health food stores and don't buy anything pre-made. They buy all the ingredients, or there are those people that literally buy everything pre-made and spend way more money on pre-made food than just making it at home yourself. For me personally, I do both, and I find that to be kind of the best of both worlds. There are some things that I have yet to conquer as a gluten-free baker at home or making gluten-free meals. But what I can honestly say is to limit how much money you spend on a gluten-free lifestyle. Try buying the ingredients first, test them out, and then if you can't make it yourself, then go and buy the pre-made. So you really have to play with it, and you have to figure out which stores are right for you. Me personally, I go to Dollar General, Walmart, and occasionally H-E-B, but Walmart's pretty much my number one go-to. Pro tip for anyone that is just starting out going gluten-free: Walmart does have a gluten-free shelf, like a sign. It's a big yellow sign that says gluten-free, and it's all in one aisle at the end of one of the aisles in the store. Number three, you have to explain yourself a lot, and I do mean a lot, because for some reason, everyone always thinks that when you mention a gluten allergy or a gluten intolerance, that automatically means that you have celiac disease. Not everyone is experiencing it the same way. So for a lot of people, they don't fully understand what a gluten intolerance is, what that means, what your lifestyle has to change to, how you have to eat, and also what living gluten-free can cause you to have to change as well. So all in all, you're going to have to get used to repetitively re-explain yourself, because not everyone is fully educated on that. But as long as you know your intolerance, you can help anyone else understand it, and you can explain it better because you're the one that's experiencing it. And as it is, not a lot of people get it, because even doctors sometimes don't fully understand it. Number four, get in that kitchen and start cooking and or baking. And the reason that I say this is because you are going to save a whole lot of money baking it or making it at home instead of going and buying every single thing pre-made. This kind of goes hand in hand with one of the previous tips, whether it's making your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, your snacks, doing meal prep, making desserts, getting ready for a little occasional party here and there. Baking everything at home, it may be time consuming, but I would rather spend my time than spend my money out of my pocket. I'm pretty sure everyone else would feel that way. So try making everything at home first. Like I said, if you cannot get it, nothing's working and it's not working out for you, then go buy it from the store. Try it at home first. Number five, know that you are not alone. This is something that I really struggled with when I first went gluten-free, because I thought, I don't know anyone that's like this. I don't know anyone that's set this out. This is such a weird allergy. My best advice is when you find out that you have to go gluten-free, try to look at social media and look for people. There are specific people like me. I'm a gluten-free YouTuber living a gluten-free lifestyle, partially dairy-free, and I also have IBS. I mix it all together, and this is my lifestyle. So you can either find advice from me, you can connect with me, or other Instagrammers. I will have a couple of people that I have found linked down the description box below, because I have come across a couple pages that are pretty helpful. Just know you are not alone. There are other people going through it, and everyone can back each other up in this instance. Number six is something that people probably don't want to hear, but cross-contamination is very real. It is very real. You may think crumbs may not hurt. Oh yes, it will. Those of us that are allergic to gluten, as soon as our bodies have any type of gluten ingested, even if it's a couple of crumbs, we are going to feel like crud and be stuck in bed for a couple of days and not be able to fully function until that is flushed out of our system. You want to make sure that you are taking every precaution. So a couple of examples are having a toaster for the gluten-filled food and have a gluten-free toaster. You can have certain pans for this, certain pans for that. So there's little things that you can do here and there to make it a lot easier for cross-contamination to be way less likely, but just know there's always a slight chance, but as long as you take your precautions, I would think everything would be a-okay. Number seven, Fresh and from scratch is definitely the way to go. Now, when you go gluten-free, you actually tend to lose a lot of nutrients and vitamins. So by bringing in all of that fresh produce, you are rebalancing all of your quote-unquote health balloons, if you will. And when you have your fresh fruits and vegetables, you are bringing in more nutrients. It's also going to make you feel way better than eating all of the canned processed foods. And when I say from scratch, I do mean getting in that kitchen. That is something that's repetitive throughout this video because it definitely makes a difference. So if you were to go and buy a tiny loaf of gluten-free bread from the store, you're going to spend like $5-6 or more, when for maybe half of that cost, you can make a bigger loaf of gluten-free bread at home that tastes so much better. It doesn't fall apart. It's not super duper dense, and it tastes a million times better than the one in the store. Number 8 is to check all of your hygiene products for gluten if you are topically affected. This does not go for everyone, but I will say when you go gluten-free, you will notice, like, if you stop ingesting it, but you start noticing something topically, then you know that something is wrong. So for me, from my experience, I had to switch all of my hygiene products as well as my cosmetics, which is why I only use Physicians Formula, I only use Eco Tools, and I only use all natural hair care products, argan oil, and also all natural body butters and lotions, etc. Because what I noticed is when I put it on my skin, I was getting splotchy, itchy, and it was instantaneous, just like that. No, I'm not a medical professional, but this is what I learned, and I just cut everything else out like cold turkey. I just replaced it, and it also made me feel way better to not be putting gluten-filled products on my skin. So if you're gluten-free on the inside, see if you have to go gluten-free on the outside. Number 9 is going over all of the terms for gluten. Gluten is not just gluten, guys. There are quite a few words out there, so I'm going to read them off of my iPad for you guys. So gluten is also called wheat, rye, barley, maltodextrin, seitan, malt, and you also want to look out for anything that says caramel coloring. Now, I know I said that gluten and wheat are not the same thing, right? Even though they're not the same thing, gluten is still a protein found in those other types of food. So you don't want to have either one of them in your system if you are gluten-free. And number 10 is to stop thinking about what you can't have and start thinking about something that you can have. This is something that my mom practically drilled into my brain going through this journey, because I legit was thinking about everything that I can't have. Like, I can't have this, I can't eat this, I can't do this, we can't go out and get this, I can't eat out anymore. I can't. No, you can. It just takes a little bit more effort, and that is something that took me 5 ever to finally realize. Stop thinking about everything that you can't have and think of all the endless possibilities of everything that you can do, everything that you can have, and all of the delicious foods that you can make right from inside your home, and you don't have to go and spend extra money on it for it to be pre-made. And that is all of my tips for you guys, and things that I wish that I had known earlier on in my gluten-free journey, or before I actually started my gluten-free journey, because a lot of these nobody tells you, and now I'm officially having this video. I really hope that anyone that is starting their gluten-free journey, or if you're on your gluten-free journey and you didn't know any of these, I really hope that this helps you out. Even if it helps just one person, that will still mean the world to me. So if this video was helpful to anyone at all, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and also if you guys would be so kind as to hit that subscribe button down below, that would be greatly appreciated. And speaking of which, we do have a 300 subscriber giveaway happening right now on my YouTube channel, so if you guys want to go and check that out, that will be both right up here and down in the description box below. I love you all to the moon and back. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy and as best as you can possibly be, and without further ado, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Love you guys!